How can one man single-handedly alter the entire direction of a global luxury empire? That's the question the fashion world has been asking since Kim Seokjin, better known as Jin of BTS, stepped onto the runway and reshaped what it means to be a brand ambassador. The shockwaves from Milan Fashion Week Spring/Summer 2026 are still echoing, and the numbers are nothing short of historic. Gucci has officially overtaken every other fashion house on earth, rising to the undisputed #1 spot in global brand rankings. The driving force? One name: Kim Seokjin. This isn't just a story about fashion. It's about power, the kind that can't be bought, predicted, or manufactured. When Jin appeared in Gucci's SS26 show, wearing a sharply tailored cream suit with a minimalist silver pin, no one realized at that moment they were witnessing a global cultural shift. But within hours, luxury analysts, financial experts, and even competitors like Louis Vuitton and Dior began reporting the same thing. Gucci's digital impressions, sales traffic, and media valuation skyrocketed to levels unseen in the past decade. What exactly happened in those 12 minutes that changed everything? Why did a single runway appearance by Kim Seokjin send Gucci's market value soaring by 38% within a week? And most importantly, is this the beginning of a new era where celebrity influence outweighs the brand itself? According to internal metrics obtained by fashion industry insiders, Gucci's post-show engagement shattered all previous Milan Fashion Week records. The Gucci SS26 livestream, which featured Seokjin as the closing highlight, reached an unprecedented 240 million global views in 24 hours. That's more than double the combined audience of Prada, Versace, and Balenciaga. Social media went into collective meltdown. Searches for Gucci Jean look dominated every major platform, while resale markets saw a 600% increase in demand for pieces associated with his outfit. Analysts describe this as the Seokjin effect, a term now circulating in business journals and marketing reports alike. What makes it so distinct is that it isn't driven purely by fandom, it's driven by cultural legitimacy. Jin isn't merely an idol or influencer. He's a global figure whose persona bridges the sophistication of classic luxury with the authenticity of modern artistry. His presence doesn't just sell, it transforms perception. In one particularly telling metric, Gucci's brand favorability index among Gen Z women rose from 54% to 91% after Jin's Milan appearance. For luxury brands, such a demographic leap is considered nearly impossible. But Seokjin's presence appears to have created an emotional bridge, a connection between youth, aspiration, and legacy. In a world oversaturated by endorsements, Gucci's alignment with Jin feels not like a partnership, but a statement of intent. Timeless elegance meets global modernity. But let's ask the question many brands are secretly whispering. Is Gucci's triumph sustainable, or is it a momentary flash of pop-driven euphoria? The answer might lie in the numbers that followed the runway. According to a post-show report by the Global Fashion Index, Gucci's online store traffic surged by 480% in 72 hours. More shockingly, Gucci's average spending per customer tripled, with nearly 45% of buyers citing Jin's influence as their reason for purchase. Even Wall Street noticed. Gucci's parent company, Kering, saw its shares climb nearly 22% overnight, the largest single-day growth in its history. Analysts who once doubted the impact of celebrity-driven fashion marketing are now rewriting their models. Seokjin's influence doesn't just attract attention, it converts visibility into verifiable economic value. Inside Gucci's Milan headquarters, sources describe an atmosphere of controlled astonishment. Executives reportedly extended their stay in Italy for additional meetings to discuss Phase 2 of the Jin partnership, an expansion that could include capsule lines, limited edition collections, and potentially Gucci's first-ever artist-in-residence ambassador program centered around Seokjin's creative input. Meanwhile, the industry's response has been divided. Prada's chief creative officer was quoted anonymously as saying, "We've seen celebrity moments before, but not like this. This is seismic." Dior insiders, on the other hand, allegedly called it the beginning of a new hierarchy in fashion, where cultural capital becomes the new currency. But perhaps the most remarkable part of all this is how naturally Jin embodies luxury without performing it. His appearance wasn't about excess or spectacle. It was about restraint, precision, and charisma that felt both human and untouchable. When he walked down that Milan runway, he didn't need dramatic lighting or viral gimmicks. He simply was the moment. That restraint, that quiet dominance is what defines his power. Every move Seokjin makes feels deliberate, poetic, and impossibly calm in a storm of noise. His brand of influence doesn't scream, it resonates. That's why when Gucci placed him at the center of its SS26 showcase, it wasn't just a marketing strategy, it was a cultural reset. Observers note that this moment may redefine how luxury brands approach representation moving forward. The old formula of hiring multiple celebrities for fragmented demographics is losing relevance. In contrast, the Seokjin model suggests that one individual, authentically aligned with the brand's values, can generate broader, longer-lasting impact than 10 simultaneous partnerships. Could this mean we're witnessing the dawn of a new type of fashion ambassador? One defined not by contracts, but by global cultural gravity. That's the question haunting every boardroom from Paris to New York right now. Jin's resonance goes beyond sales or aesthetics. It touches something more intangible, trust. Armies, his loyal fan base, don't just follow his fashion. They interpret it, emulate it, and elevate it. They've built a global network of style evangelism that now functions almost like a decentralized PR machine. Within 48 hours of the Milan event, over 120,000 digital fashion edits featuring Jin's Gucci look were created and shared worldwide, some even integrated into AI-generated campaigns that Gucci itself reposted. For younger audiences, Jin represents aspiration without arrogance, a model of artistry grounded in humility. For luxury houses, that's gold. In a post-pandemic era where consumers crave authenticity, Jin's Gucci partnership becomes more than branding. It becomes identity. Still, skeptics remain. Some critics argue that Gucci's success spike is unsustainable without consistent artistic evolution. Others question whether relying too heavily on celebrity impact risks diluting brand autonomy. Yet, the counterargument is clear. In 2025's global economy, cultural capital is brand autonomy. What can't be denied is the magnitude of Seokjin's impact. Within just a month of his Milan appearance, Gucci's social media follower count grew by 19 million, the fastest growth rate for any fashion brand in history. Meanwhile, Gucci's digital campaigns featuring Jin are now being used in business schools as case studies for cross-industry influence. Every frame of that Milan runway has been dissected, analyzed, and archived, not just as a fashion moment, but as a cultural event. The spotlight wasn't just on Gucci's clothes. It was on how one man, standing silently in front of a global audience, redefined the entire narrative of luxury. So, what's next? Rumors suggest Gucci may be preparing a groundbreaking Jin signature collection to coincide with its 2026 anniversary, a hybrid between formal tailoring and modern artwear, curated directly under Seokjin's creative vision. If true, this could mark the first time in Gucci's century-long history that a single artist becomes both muse and co-designer. But beyond speculation, one truth remains.